Hello ladies and gentlemen, me Mr. Techman 1000 coming at you with some Call of Duty Black Ops domination on the map firing range. We're going to be using the AK-47 with a suppressor. Now, did you read the title? Did you see the amount of kills, the amount of deaths? If you read the title, you know. Yeah, that happened. It happened. No, I'm not patting myself on the back. It's certainly not one of the best gameplay I've ever gotten in my entire Call of Duty career or whatever. I guess you could call it a career, but it's definitely not one of those gameplays. It's just a gameplay. It's a pretty good gameplay. I find that when I don't try and go for the good gameplays is when the good gameplays come, and when I do try and go for them, they don't for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's just principle. I don't know, but basically, I'm here today to talk to you guys about my Killstreak setup, my attachments, the guns that I use, and stuff like that, stuff of that nature. Now, as you can see here, I'm using the AK-47. Now, you may be wondering yourself, why would you put a silencer on an AK-47? Well, to me, the AK-47 is a good gun, but without a suppressor, to me, it kind of just looks unattractive. You may think that I'm thinking way too much into it, but it's just a personal preference thing. This is why I changed the reticle color and the reticle itself to, red dot guns or guns that can be used as red dot, because it's just a personal preference. I don't know if it's just an illusion type thing. It's just one of those things that I use that helps me do better in the game. And suppressor is one of those things. I may be wondering also, why don't you just use extended mags or dual mags? Well, the reason I don't use that is because I run Scavenger Pro. Now, when you run Scavenger Pro, you can pretty much pick up tactical grenades, lethal grenades, which is considered the Simtex, Tomahawk, and the frag grenade. You can use that to pick up ammo as well. So using an attachment like extended mags or dual mags really is unnecessary, because this is one of those guns or one of those weapons that you usually run out of ammo really quickly. So you can't fix the problem by adding a little bit of extra ammo here and there. You can't. That's not going to fix the problem. What you need to do is usually run Scavenger Pro if you're going to have a gun like the AK-47. And especially with the silencer, because it takes up a lot of bullets to kill a certain amount of enemies. So that's pretty much that. The reason, and I don't know if you may have noticed in the beginning of the video, but I am running Scavenger Pro, as I said before, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Marathon. Now, I run that on almost every one of my classes. I find steady aim to be unnecessary because I don't really use hip fire that much, because it's really kind of unnecessary to me. That's just my personal preference, though. No offense to anybody who actually uses steady aim. I know that some people like it. I'm just not that big of a fan of it. But I use Sleight of Hand Pro because it basically allows, if you read the description, it allows for you to aim down the sights faster than if you had Sleight of Hand, and it allows you to reload amazingly quicker. Now, the difference between that and dual mags is is just not the same. It doesn't feel right using dual mags in the place of Sleight of Hand Pro, because the speed just isn't there still. The speed won't be there. It still never will be there, and it's one of those perks that you gotta have. It's a perk that you can go without, but you will eventually need to get. So that's pretty much that. The reason I use Marathon, though, a lot of people use Marathon. A lot of other people, it's between the most used perks. The most used third perk is probably between Ninja and Marathon Pro. I see these used a lot of the time. People use Ninja because they don't want their footsteps to be hurt, which is an understandable and valid argument. But I use Marathon because if somebody's shooting at me, I don't want to run out of my sprint. I don't want to run out of sprint and then be stuck there, and I'm probably going to end up getting killed because I can't run as fast as I would like to. Now, that's pretty much why I run that class. And it's definitely pretty good. Like I said, you guys gotta make sure when you're trying to do good in Call of Duty Black Ops, you gotta make sure you customize everything that you have. You can't make it like FAMAS with no attachments. I can understand, some people do good with no attachment with the FAMAS or whatever, but even if you don't have the FAMAS, customize the reticle. You can't have red dot. To me, I don't have red dot on a lot of my guns because it just doesn't. It's not like the aiming, and I know it's probably just an illusion thing, but the aiming of the red dot as opposed to a semicircle reticle is probably different to me, because the red dot is kind of unnecessary if you don't have a different reticle. There's really no point in having a red dot to me, because you're just shooting. When you shoot, you're shooting directly at the red dot, and on certain guns the recoil is way too high for you to aim just for that red dot. So I really wouldn't recommend using red dot. I would recommend you customize your reticle. So now that we got that going, let me talk to you guys about kill streaks. Now you see this blackbird right here. Now when you get something like this, you usually want to save it. You don't use it right away. I get another blackbird immediately right after, but so I use that one. That's the only reason why I use that. But when you get a high kill streak and the game is near the middle, you don't want to use it, because there is still more time. You don't want to use it right away just to kill whore. You want to use it when your team is in dire need. And right now, my team pretty much has a lot of things under control. We got C. Oh, no. We got A. But we don't got C or B. But we're not losing. What we're going to do, and what we decided to do, was to wait until they hit 100. And then we'll use everything we got in our little arsenal. But having big kill streaks is definitely a killer, because you don't want to have blackbird chopper gunner dogs, or blackbird chopper gunner hind, or blackbird chopper gunner B-52, all those high kill streaks. You don't want to just have that, because even if you do have that, it's not one of those things that'll carry you through the entire game, because when you got a kill streak like the blackbird, which requires 8 kills, even if you're running hardline, it's still a stretch, as opposed to putting spy plane in and then putting blackbird in and your other kill streaks. I think that if you put spy plane in first, it allows you, and it makes it easier for you to get those other high kill streaks that you want to get. When you use spy plane, it basically allows you to see everything. You all know what spy plane is. I'm not going to explain it to you, but it's definitely a great help, and it's an improvement to your gameplay style, I would imagine. When you use a gun, when you use a kill streak like spy plane, you only get 30 seconds of spy plane, so you gotta expect to only get that 30 seconds out of it. But you also want to remember, when you're using spy plane, you're not invincible. So I've heard some people tell me that, oh, you camp too much when you have the blackbird on. I don't camp. It's just, if I know they're coming, I'm not gonna run out. You know, look at these two dudes. Somebody stupid will want me to run at them like I'm a wild man, and I don't do that, because I play smarter than your average player, I guess. And this move right here really wasn't that move right there really wasn't very smart at all. That's kind of ironic. But yeah, I just prefer, if I know somebody's coming, I'm gonna sit there and wait for them to come at me, and then I'll pick them off when I feel like it. But I'm not just gonna sit there and try and rush an entire team by myself. That's not smart, and if you want to do that, that's really not in your best interest. But like I said, spy plane basically helps a lot as far as you trying to get high kill streaks. I would recommend that you use the spy plane first before you try and go for those big high kill streaks like the blackbird and the B-52, the attack dogs, the gunship and chopper gunner and stuff like that. I would recommend that you have a lower kill streak, something that'll fill the void, so that you can, it'll help you in the long run. It'll help you get to those higher kill streaks that you want to get to, which is definitely an amazing improvement, and I like doing it as well, because you can't use you can, the good players, like I said, the good players can use it. I'm not that confident in my skills to where I'll be like, okay, I'm going to get chopper gunner with my first 9 kills and stuff like that. I gotta make sure that I have something that'll carry me through until I get my chopper gunner, something that I might be able to fall back on, and I need that. I can't go without that. So that is definitely good to have blackbird on. I would recommend using blackbird, because blackbird isn't one of those selfish kill streaks that you get. A lot of people use the B-52, and the B-52 really, it's not a selfish kill streak, but on certain maps like this map, it would be a selfish kill streak, because it'd be like you're trying to kill whore. Now, I'm not saying that people who have the B-52 in their class are kill whores, but I'm saying people that use the B-52 usually tend to only care about their own kills. Now, when I use something like the blackbird, it's usually, gonna help the entire team out for a full minute. So we got a full minute of support right there because I got 8 kills and I picked a Blackbird instead of a B-52, which only lasts for a few seconds and isn't even guaranteed to get you a high amount of kills. So that's why I use something like that. Then Chopper Gunner is of course for air support, Hind air support, and then you got the attack dogs, which are, you know, those are playful things. That's a playful kill streak to me because you can, you know, the attack dogs get you a fair amount of kills and it helps the team out in some ways. So those are the kill streaks that I recommend. Those are the perks that I recommend. This is the class setup that I recommend. 60 kills plus 60 kills and little to minimal deaths. I think like 6 deaths. So thank you guys for watching this video. I definitely appreciate all the wonderful support that I've been getting from you guys, and it's definitely amazing to know that this many people, you know, like my content, they enjoy it, and I hope this gameplay is a bit of a surprise for you guys. I like it. I hope that you guys will like it too. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace to the Middle East, I think. I don't even know where the Middle East is, but maybe somebody could tell me in a comment below. So thank you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and all that other good stuff, and I will see you guys later. Peace.